Hiya, Bab, and welcome to the Lorax lesson 5, okay? So this one's called the Lorax Appears, okay? And we're going to have a look today at doing a character description, okay? First of all, we're going to have a little read. Now, we stopped on this page last time because you were having a little look at the warning signs that something was going to happen, maybe something bad was going to happen, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this, and I want you to start trying to think of everything you can about the Lorax, what we know about him from what I read, okay, about his personality and about what he looks like. Now, for those of you, okay, that are unknown, you might be thinking there's not much to say about what he looks like, but there is in terms of similes and metaphors, okay, so be having a little think as I read this to you. Okay, so I know we've read this page before, but as always, just going to recap the last page we read, okay, and then we can continue. Feel free to read along with me out loud if you're at home, or if not, just sit and listen, okay, and take it all and have a little look at the pictures. Okay? In no time at all, I built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a feed. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked and I saw something pop out of a stump of the tree I'd chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I'm the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffle tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is at the need. At the need to find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that filth mead. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the mead I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for £3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. Busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, Listen here, there's a wonderful chance for the whole Onslow family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at the Weehawken, and sharp right at the South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onslow family was working full tilt. We were all knitting feeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the traffic of truffle tree. Okay, now just read the last page. You've not got it on there, but it seemed like a better place to leave it than that one. Okay, then, so we finally meet the Lorax. Okay, so I want you to think about is one, how he appeared. Okay, so is there an element of magic to him? Okay, and actually think about how he was described. How did the author try and describe him, or how did the Wansler try and describe him? Okay, so he said he was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Now, I know, okay, that we can do loads better than that for a description, even for a little character like the Lorax, okay, who, when you look at him, isn't very detailed, okay? As you can see, I've left the description, okay, that the author uses. Now, that's not to say you can't use some of these words in your description, okay, but I'm expecting a much more advanced description. Okay, so your first task, if you look at your sheet, I've done this to try and help you, okay? So please go back through this video if you need to have a little look at the pages, okay? Because I want you to try and create a word bank or a phrase bank, okay, that you can use in your description, okay? Now, first box is adjectives. Now, I know I said LBQs and adjectives, okay? Using compound adjectives like mild-mannered, okay? If you've been completing those, you'll know what I mean, okay? So adjectives, you want definitely want them in there. So how can we describe him? So, for example, I might say that he's short. I might say that he looks quite furry, or that his coat, okay, seems quite rough. Okay, expanded noun phrase. Now, please remember that's two adjectives together, separated by a comma. So I might say the small orange Lorax. Okay, that would be an expanded noun phrase. Okay, please remember your commas. Okay, that's important when you're doing an expanded noun phrase. Now, I've also put similes and metaphors on there. So remember, a simile is saying that it is like something. So we might say he's orange like a what's it. Okay? Now a metaphor is slightly different because we are saying it is something. Okay? So you might want to say that he was a tiny ant stood on a stump. Okay, do you see this difference? I said he was orange like a what's it, and now I'm saying he is a tiny ant on a stump. Okay, so just remember that differentiation. If you can't quite think of metaphors because they are a bit trickier, just focus on similes. Okay. Now alliteration. Remember that that's two or more words that all begin with the same letter. Okay. So you might want to have the oddly orange Lorax. That would be alliteration because oddly and orange both begin with O. You may wish to have something along the lines of the rude, rugged. I think of one on with an R. Okay, but you get the idea, all right? So I'm sure you've got plenty of time to think of the different alliterations. Once again, you can't do that. That's fine because I'm sure in these boxes you will have lots of words. Once you've done that, you are then going to write a character description all about, okay, the Lorax. So I'll give you lots of room because what I want you to do is do 2 paragraphs, okay? Which is one that's about his looks, okay? And I want you to really focus on his personality because I think we get a lot, okay, out of what he's saying. Okay, so when he's speaking, okay, he gives a lot away. So I'm going to just reread it to you again so we can pick that up where he starts to speak. So if you look here, Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze. Okay, so that tells you something about his voice. A sawdusty sneeze tells me he might have a bit of a dry throat. I am the Lorax and I speak for the trees. So think about that, the fact he speaks to the trees, what does that tell you about his personality? Okay? He said he was very upset and he shouted and puffed. So even though he's tiny, he's very strong, okay? What's that thing you've made out of my truffle tuft? Can you see how the font has changed? It wants you to put that expression in there, okay? And then here, sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool's need. Okay? So he's also quite polite because he calls him sir, doesn't he? Okay? He's not just saying you, I. He's saying, sir, you are crazy with greed. Okay? And use the images. Okay? Look how shocked he is or look appalled that somebody's bought it. Okay? So you may want to talk about the fact that maybe money's not important to the Lorax. Okay? Maybe something else is important to him. Okay. Now, I look forward to reading these because I know I really love character descriptions and I know we've done lots of work on using a variety of sentences, lots of different phrases, okay? So, I've obviously used a clip here from the film because it was a lot clearer than the one in the book, okay? But it's exactly the same. So feel free to use this if you can pinpoint things a little bit more. The fact you can tell he's a lot more furry on here. He's got a big yellow-orange moustache. Okay, you can maybe focus on his eyes. He's got a little mouth that's hidden. Okay, you can talk about all those things. Okay, have fun doing this, I hope. Thanks, year 5.